With the end of basketball season comes the anticipation of what players will come and go. Earlier this week, Gabe Brown and Marcus Bingham Jr. both announced their plans to declare for the 2022 NBA Draft and hire agents, which means they are not allowed to turn back. Both figure to be late second-round choices if they are even drafted at all, but nonetheless, they are Spartan dogs for life, and their decision should mark the beginning of a very busy offseason for Michigan State basketball. What's going on, everyone? I'm Alex Mayer, and this is the Michigan State Update, giving you everything you need to know about Spartans Athletics. While MSU awaits an announcement from their third senior in Joey Hauser and whether or not anyone will enter the transfer portal, Tom Izzo has already begun recruiting. Reports say Michigan State has reached out to Jalen Bridges from West Virginia, a forward entering his junior season that averaged 8.5 points on 45% shooting in 52 games as a Mountaineer. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches, Bridges brings great athletic ability. He doesn't shoot the three ball particularly well, but he makes up for it by slashing to the basket, playing tough defense, and his love for getting out and running in the fast break makes him a perfect fit on the Spartans. Bridges is ranked as a top 5 player in the transfer portal this spring, and if he happens to come to East Lansing, he figures to slot into the same role that Gabe Brown had this past season. Although he's considering schools like Ohio State and Alabama, it's a good sign that Michigan State is already making efforts to bolster their roster. The transfer portal has turned college athletics into what free agency is in the NBA and the NFL, and it seems as though Tom Izzo is ready to embrace it. One MSU coach that already has taken advantage of the portal is Mel Tucker, and his team just finished up its third week of spring practices fresh off their Peach Bowl championship. Just like any team in the nation, the Spartans football team has undergone a few changes since December, and one of the more intriguing moves has been the hiring of Brandon Jordan. Jordan was hired to the title of pass rush specialist back in January and has deservedly received some hype as he has trained some of the best in the NFL, from Von Miller to TJ Watt. With the loss of Jacob Panasiuk and Drew Beasley, the Michigan State defensive line could really use his help. But earlier in the week, he talked about the confidence he has in his group and what he expects out of them this coming season.
Those guys, I think it's a room full of great guys. It's Brandon Wright, it's Jeff Roskrowski, Chris Bogle, Michael Fletcher. It's a group of real good guys. It's workers. All I can ask for are workers. If a guy work, I feel like I get you better. So long as you give effort, you work hard every play, you run to the ball, you finish, because you go win sacks with just effort. If you give effort, you get sacks.
Fans will get their first look of the 2022 edition of MSU football 2 weeks from today, as Spartan Stadium will host the annual spring game on April 16th. That's going to be it for this edition of the Michigan State Update, part of the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's first all-digital sports network. I'm Alex Mayer, signing off.